Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Juniper Rose, and today we are doing Witchy Wonders episode 7. Today I would like to talk to you guys more about what guardians and guides are, seeing as I've talked about them and mentioned them in quite a few of my videos now. I figured that guardians and guides should get their own video. But what exactly are guardians and guides, and how do we connect with them? So if you're interested in this, keep watching and I'll lend you some of my thoughts on this matter. But first, as always, coffee. You know it. You know it. I'm sure. Alright, let's jump right into the video now. So what exactly are guardians and guides? Guardians and guides are essentially spiritual beings or entities that reside on higher vibrational levels that are there for us to connect and work with them if we choose. Their sole purpose is essentially to help us grow spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. Everyone has their own guardians and guides that they can connect to and work with. Personally, working with my own guardians and guides has been very helpful for me so far in my path. They're able to offer me advice and different perspectives on different aspects of my everyday life, as well as help with my spiritual path and to help me grow. Guardians and guides can also help us connect to our higher selves and expand our consciousness. They can help you remember your past lives and even with accessing your Akashic records. Hi, Risu. What you doing? You wanna come say hi? Hi. Say hello. Hello. Hi. Hi. You just want your bone. He's so distracted by chewing on his bone today. It's kind of funny. So if you hear nibbling and stuff like that in the background, that's my dog, as usual. So your guardians and guides come in many different forms and not just human forms. They may consist of individuals from your ancestral line, mythical creatures such as dragons or elves, extraterrestrial beings from other planetary systems, spirit or totem animals, and even past life versions of yourself can be a guardian or a guide. So it is definitely wise to keep an open mind when you start to connect with your guardians and guides, because honestly, you never really know who might just come through. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing, man. I always have my salt rock candle lit. And I just remembered that I just got way too ahead of myself and started filming before I lit it. Whoop. Okay. That's better. So some theories state that your guardians and guides are actually different versions of your higher self. Because when you start to connect and work with them, they may actually feel really familiar to you. You may also start to see a pattern once you've started working with more than one guardian and guide, that each of them represents a different aspect of your personality. Will you get... Hey, trash panda. Trash panda, get out of the trash. Out of the trash. Come here. Are you gonna cause trouble again? Come on. Also keep in mind that certain guardians and guides may come forward during different points in your life depending on what you need at the time. While they never actually leave you, once they feel like they have helped you in the best way that they can with that certain aspect of your life, they will essentially take a step back to allow another guardian or guide to come forward to help you with something else. So how do I connect to my guardians and guides? There are several different methods, but the first thing to remember is that when you first start to connect to your guardians and guides, they may not exactly come forward immediately. The reason for this is because sometimes if they sense that you are afraid, they won't necessarily come forward because they don't want to make you afraid. Guardians and guides are there to help you and to help you grow. So basically they feel like if they're going to make you afraid, then you're not really ready to meet them as of yet. Usually when you start to try to reach out to them and connect with them, they'll probably drop a line or some small form of communication first just to see how you react. If you react out of fear, they might not come forward right away. But if you're accepting of that when they drop the line, then they'll probably start to come forward and work with you. Another important thing to remember is that when you start working with your guardians and guides, they should feel familiar to you. They should feel comfortable and they should feel like they are there to help you out. If they make you afraid, uneasy in any way, or uncomfortable, or you just have this nasty gut feeling, then they're probably actually not a guardian or guide. They may actually be a lower vibrational entity that is trying to pose as a guardian or guide with intentions to hurt you. If this happens to you and you're feeling uncomfortable and something just does not sit well with you about this guardian or guide in your gut, you need to tell them to leave. Banish them from your presence and tell them that they are not allowed and they do not have permission to be in your presence. Because honestly, you don't need that kind of shit. Now, this doesn't really happen very often, but this is something to be aware of when you are starting to connect with your guardians and guides. Again, the key here is listen to your heart and listen to your gut. So let's jump into a few different ways that you can start to connect and work with your guardians and guides. Number one would be to leave them an offering. This is something that I typically do when I want to start working with a new guardian or guide. This essentially shows them my respect and that I want to start working with them, and it's a good way to honor them. You can leave an offering as simple as lighting a candle or some incense for them, or you can leave them an offering of herbs, crystals, flowers, whatever you feel like, or whatever might be seasonal at the time. The offering essentially is there for them to take the energies from it, and I typically will leave it at my altar. If I do wish to connect with a spirit animal or totem, I will typically leave an offering that that animal would like to eat. The second way to start to connect with your guardians and guides is through meditation. I have actually met a lot of my guardians and guides through meditation. I will either do a guided meditation that you can actually easily find on YouTube, or I will do a visual meditation in my inner realm with the intention of meeting or working with one of my guardians or guides. Also remember that they will probably just throw you a line the first time that you try to connect with them to see how you react. It is also important to keep an open mind when you choose to connect with your guardians and guides through meditation, because they won't always communicate to you with words. They may actually communicate to you through emotions and feelings, sometimes even images and thoughts. So essentially, keep a note while you're meditating of what you're feeling, what you're seeing, and what type of thoughts are coming to your mind. I like to keep a notebook nearby me so that I can jot these down after my meditation. Another excellent way to start connecting with guardians and guides is through divination. You can use tarot cards, oracle cards, runes, scrying, tasseography, basically any method of divination. Automatic writing is also another excellent way to start communicating and connecting with your guardians and guides. The last method that I will talk about today is lucid dreaming and astral projection. You can actually communicate with your guardians and guides through your dreams or through astral projection if you are able to astral project. I have met a lot of my guardians and guides as well through lucid dreaming, as I am a very lucid dreamer. Side note, if you guys are interested in hearing about any of my dreams, whether they are spiritually related or just off the wall crazy, I've got a few of those, so leave a comment down below if that's something that you're interested in. Now, I have not been able to astral project since I was a child, but I did connect with a couple of my childhood guardians and guides through astral projection. I have not really been able to astral project as an adult, so that is definitely something that I am working towards, and I really hope to start being able to work with some of my guardians and guides via astral projection. So that's all I have for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Have you guys tried any of these methods to connect with your guardians and guides, or even a different method? I would love to hear about it, so go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Also, if you're watching this video, I probably will have already posted my Q&A on Instagram, so go ahead and follow me and leave a comment on that post if you have any questions that you would like for me to answer. Also, it is still November and I am trying to reach my goal of getting to 150 subscribers. I think I have like 130 something right now. So that is super awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I really do love how supportive and loving you guys are. It's been amazing for me, and it definitely wants to make me keep making videos for you guys. Also, if you have any suggestions for future videos that you would like for me to make for you guys, go ahead and leave a comment down below. As always, my social media information is also down in the description box, so go ahead, check those out, give me a follow, and until next time, the witch is out. Bye! I'm really thinking I should say something about my straw, but I really shouldn't, because that's pointless. It's boring. Their sole expand their consciousness. Who is, because when they, guards. What doing? What doing? What you doing? Is your brother over there? I can't let him in because he's just gonna cause a ruckus. Yes, he is. He's gonna cause a ruckus. Yes, he is. I've got hair. La, la, la. It's my own hair this time. Surprise! To be a werewolf. A werewolf. A werewolf. Werewolves. As always,